I think they both play Zerg, so we're gonna get another ZVZ.
Maybe a little cheese if we're lucky.
Hopefully.
So we had a successful 12 pull here just a little bit ago.
We'll see if Shen against Ox did a lot of so you go the Ling Bane for like the start of the micros battles, and then they would go he would always do mutas right afterwards to try to catch the other person just having like roaches or like some other, you know, only ground army. Alright, sick.
Here we go, and I believe this is a best of 1 for Shin.
Yeah, so it's a 2 out of 3 with Solitary already winning the first game. So Solitary gets that first win because he is playing from winners, and BeastinShen's coming through losers, so he'll have to win 2. Solitary only has to win 1, so we'll just put a 1 up there right now. But yeah, so in the bottom left, the blue Zerg, we got BeastinShen. And in the top left, the pink Zerg, we got Solitary. So Overlords are going out. We'll see. I'm assuming they're both going to go for a hatch gas pool. It's fairly normal Zerg's opening.
Doesn't look like, yeah. Neither player looks like they're doing anything funny, you know.
Any crazy, yeah, early harass or anything like that. Yeah, first unit, and I always love to see. Oh, he didn't do a crazy path. Did he do a crazy path? Yeah, when they make the little paths before they make the hatch. So you're both getting a hatch. I'm guessing gases are gonna come up next. So we'll see what number of lings they both decide to make at the beginning. When BeastinShen was playing Ox, oh, actually, was that a slight? I think Solitary may have gone pool before gas, which isn't a huge difference, but just slightly different in build order. But when Shen was playing against Ox, he was usually later on the lings, so Ox would build his like first 4 lings. Shen would still just be building workers and then make kind of like defensive lings. Not put too much pressure on with like the lings themselves, but once he gets the Baneling nest, then kind of getting his economy going and
the momentum just keeps pushing.
Exactly, yeah. Start shoving lings in, and when he finds his advantage, then he can just kind of stick with pooping out lings until his opponent's done. So we'll see when the spawning pools finish up how aggressive both these players are going to go.
Very similar builds. Nothing too different between these two Zerg players.
Yeah, and I'm guessing they're both going to go Bane after this, because if you get overrun by lings, you almost need Banelings. So it's pretty common. Shen going with the faster ling speed, where Solitary is going for the early lings just right away. Two queens should be plenty to deal with these 4 lings, though, for the harass, as long as they're together. If they're separated, it might be a little bit scary, because if those lings get a surround, they might be able to just take out a queen or 2, and then it kind of starts snowballing
very quickly out of that.
Yeah, queens are just like,
yeah, absolutely need them.
So important. Lotto, I love you. I'm so happy you're in this chat. Lotto's another, he's another melee player, and he was like crazy good at Warcraft 3, and so he plays a ton of that. I think, did you say you were top 10 in America right now, Lotto? He's like crazy good. I like thought I was good at Warcraft 3, and then I would like try to talk to him about it, and he used like all the abbreviations, and I was like, oh, I have no idea what you're talking. Like, I played this as a kid. I actually have no idea what I'm talking about.
I only ever played Warcraft 2, so that whole world is completely foreign to me.
Oh, really? Weird.
Yeah, I kind of skipped one there for a little bit and went straight to Brood Warrior and StarCraft 2.
Oh, and this is kind of cool. The evil wall with the queens. Yeah. No way they're getting in. I think, did he not even get a Baneling nest?
Not yet.
So Shen is going straight for Roach Warren, which
interesting counter to the Banelings.
Yeah, it's not what Solitary is going for. They can definitely take a lot of Baneling hits, but the pressure, like damage output, will definitely not be nearly as much as these Banelings and Lings will be able to put on. Also, Solitary getting his 3rd hatchery, pretty much keeping all the action on this side of the map, so he's not too worried about aggression. Few Lings get out, so they're probably going to be scouting, but probably won't be able to do too much damage. See a nice little wall. I guess Shen might be going for some sort of all-in with roaches, because the longer he doesn't have his third, the more he almost has to do something off this like kind of turtle tech.
And it's a tricky gamble because again, you know, roaches don't move that terribly fast in the early game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's going to take a little while for them to get over there.
Yeah, maybe going for some sort of Nidus as well. If he is, you know, he's cutting off most of the vision. I don't think any overlords are in here from solitary, so maybe he's trying to like get a small army and then just Nidus swarm across. Okay, he is going for the third finally, but much later than solitary had his third up. Almost a 5-minute third for Zerg is like pretty late. Solitary keeping the scouting up. Gonna see what he can see with his overseer.
Gonna make a worthy sacrifice here.
Yeah, he gets all the way in though, which is
Yep.
really nice. Sees that it's a layer tech. Sees that nothing's over here. So yeah, really well done by this. And the overseer is he gonna make it out?
Might be able
He's
to
gonna
spot
make
that
it
third.
out. See the third. Yeah, this is actually a really nice scout
Yeah.
from solitary, and he kind of knows now the advantageous position he's in. Oh, also he has his own roach. I didn't even see that he got a roach warren as well.
And to top it off, that overseer gets to live to see another day.
Yeah, so I think solitary is in a pretty good spot right now. Economy-wise, I have to imagine he's in a pretty good lead.
Oh, but here, look, we have a fourth that's being attacked, the bottom middle. Or at least, well, we had a flyby.
Might have been
by
like a few random
solitary.
links. So at least it was scouted.
Yeah.
And Shen does go for this a lot. His fourth and fifth, he kind of times up, going for them at the same time, which might leave him vulnerable to a timing attack, just because he puts so much minerals in both these bases.
And they were very quickly scouted, so.
Yeah, it is
Alright.
kind of moving out with these roaches, and it's getting it's a pretty nice army of roaches. If I actually look at the units, yeah, 21 roaches versus 15 roaches. There are a few ravagers on solitary's side. It does have like the few link count, but if they go head to head, it looks like Shen might be able to take this fight. Depends about the corrosive vials and whatnot. But if he can dodge those, ooh, that overlord's done. Not super close to. He might get supply blocked. Yeah, now he's supply blocked, making those changing those larvae into units. Going a long way around. Gonna find a queen. Definitely catches the army out of position. Probably, but he actually can take this hatchery, and then possibly just run away.
Yep. We have a snipe on
Nice
the
move.
hatchery.
And with his, pretty aggressive expand behind this, he's now up 2 bases. As long as he can keep this, okay, so this base at least is not mining. Solitary is doing a good job at keeping the worker count down. Yeah, actually, I didn't even look at the workers. That's
Yeah,
a
we have a pretty big
pretty
lead
big
there.
difference. Yeah, so despite having the bases in his favor, does not have enough workers to actually use those bases. We'll see how the army fight goes. Solitary has more army supply, but some of that is coming across the map, so it won't be here. Also, it looks like Shen has a better arc than Solitary does. Ooh, but these corrosive vials could be massive. Okay, doesn't take too much damage from that.
Decides to go back to the hatchery to finish his work.
Definitely gonna get that hatch. Might just try to come around the back and get this other hatch. Recovering his third, and he actually has workers to mine from there, so he actually gets that economic advantage. Going away from the corrosive vials. Alright, yeah, that arc of attack was really good from Solitary. I think that might be the game. He's gonna destroy this wall. Send all the drones up here.
Looks like he prematurely brings those drones in.
Yeah, his economy is looking pretty rough. Oh, we're gonna try to get some lurkers out. There is
Which actually,
There's an
almost.
overseer,
Yeah,
so
there
there
is an overseer.
almost has no vision, and with nothing to attack the air other than queens, overseer probably isn't going to be taken out. To get some high ground though, these lurkers might be able to fight off all these roaches. He's going to be in a horrible economic spot though, even if he does manage to kill all these units, just because he's been reduced to 1 base. Spine Crawler going to buy a little bit of time, but the Overseer giving the vision so that
They can be attacked.
yeah, it's not as advantageous as it would be if there were no Overseer.
And we can see there's a huge economic gap, so time is of the essence for our other Zerg player here.
Yeah, Solitary is going to be able to remax this army pretty fast after it dies. That's kind of nice. He kind of gets him on the retreat, so he does get some good damage, but I think Solitary's, oh, look how beautiful that is. Shout out to Izzy Tang. Yeah, I think Solitaire is pretty okay with his position, his economic positioning. After taking out 3 of the 4 bases, he's going to come back a little bit. He has 3 bases, he has more workers, more army. So I think he's just going to, kind of build up until he has a nice death ball. These Zergers might be the change. Where is the lurker? Okay, right there. He still has vision, so you definitely don't want to lose this lurker, but he's going to get some nice AoE damage on all these guys. Already with 3 kills. Oh, now he's getting focused down, though. And the Corrosive Biles will finish him off. Yeah, army supply is almost like being tripled by Solitary.
I think it was a good move for Shen to take a natural, but I wish he took the other one. But it's too little, too late.
Yeah, Solitaire was just a very solid game plan. And that's the grand finals. I kind of wish it was a little bit longer, but it is getting to midnight. This tournament has been going on for about 5 hours. So we do have to end it eventually. Lotto, sorry. You should definitely come check out one of the Ultimate weeklies. Just because Ultimate's been like, the weeklies are insane. Yesterday we had 67 entrants for the weekly. Also Rubes Day. You should definitely come to Rubes Day if you're trying to play some like melee. But Ultimate has been like, at least with the numbers, have been like really sick. And like Steph came out to, oh sweet, he says he doesn't mind doing another game, so if we want we can just make it a game 2. I'm totally down for that. We're gonna go to Automaton. Is that how you spell it? Yeah.
I guess even they thought it was too short.
Yeah. I guess, if it goes till 12:10, who cares? 12:30, who cares?
It's open to what, 2?
2 in the morning today, yeah.
Okay. So we're not getting to closing out or
Yeah, so we should be fine with that. I just didn't want to make these guys stay here for forever if they had to do stuff tomorrow or anything. But 6, we are going to get a little bit more of the set. Solitaire is ready. Let's see. Yeah. Sick. All right. I think this looks like the rush distance is probably one of the smaller of the maps. I'm not super sure, but it looks like you could run across there pretty fast. So we'll see if that means there'll be any like aggressive link play or anything like that. But real quick, in the sort of bottom left is Blue Zerg, BeastinShen. It's a nice little clan. And in the top right, we got the Pink Zerg, Solitary.
The score is truly 1-0 now.
Yeah, now it's really 1-0. This isn't a free point that he got for being a winner. Well, it is, but it's not free. Now he really won. All right. Oh, and he is going for that early pool. So maybe this rush distance will actually come into play. He might just send some lings over. Shen's going up. Proxy hatch. I'm like 95% sure.
This could be
no,
interesting.
he's going for the gold. Oh, so cool.
Fast
All right.
gold, okay.
Oh, but this Overlord's going to go right over it.
They'll be attacked pretty fast.
They're both going for some cheese memes, kind of. I really thought Shen was just going to try to build like a proxy hatch like here or something. But he is going to go for that gold. If given enough time, this pool's just like gonna take so long though now. If there's enough time, this could be a huge advantage, but with Solitary going with an early pool, it's gonna be really rough because he's getting speed before.
He'll be able to take that out fairly
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, this is actually looking really bad now. They
Oh.
blind, like, I don't know, they blind cheesed each other, and Solitary's cheese is just so much better for what Shen is doing. Once again, beautifully done. Yeah, here
A
come
little
the
bit of
first couple lanes.
shameless promotion there.
Yeah, thank you, Shen. He should have just built his hatch like here. Yeah, is he gonna cancel? All right, he at least gets the cancel, which you could be like really far behind if Solitary also had a second up, but he is just going for mass link, so maybe you get a queen, some spine crawlers. Yeah,
He's going to be able to hold this down.
he's gonna get. Yeah, if he gets his Baneling nest up, get some good explosions, might be able to hold it off.
But those links are about to have a little bit of a boost here.
I was gonna say, yeah, the
second.
metabolic boost is gonna help with those like little micro fights a lot. Oh, I didn't even realize those were his links. So he actually has a decent amount of link already, plus a spine crawler. Should be pretty good. He also has a really nice setup. That queen was in between the two spine crawlers, so the amount of surface area that was exposed to the lings was actually minimized. That's like super important against a lot of lings. As Protoss, you build like two pylons next to each other, and you can fit like a depth in between them. So basically, like the lings can only attack 2 or 3 at a time, rather than 6
whole
or
bit?
8. Yeah. Oh, those Banelings are going to destroy the spine crawler. The other spine crawler was already canceled. The queen's going to go down.
We'll get the little bit of a surround.
Okay, queen's going to go down now. I had 1 life for a second. Oh, another Baneling bust. Yeah, these Banes are doing so much damage. Sort of stabilized for a sec, but Solitary is just going to
Keep
keep
the
on
pressure.
throwing it in. Shen is going to go for an armor upgrade. If that could finish, that might help a lot. But it's investing a lot into technology where like he kind of has to be building units right now. I guess you only have so many larvae. You can only do so much, but maybe spine crawlers, maybe, I don't know, something.
Unfortunately, he's not. Shinzen is not able to keep a queen long enough to get all the
jeez.
injects.
And his
Oh no!
economy's going to start really suffering.
4, 5, 6.
I was gonna say the lings
Runs
that are
down.
the workers that aren't dead were so badly bruised that these lings are gonna be able to like tap them and just kill them. He does. I'm gonna check the units real quick. Yeah, he is close to the same ling count, so he can kind of defend it. But I mean, the worker count, the economy is just gonna start going so heavily into Solitary's favor. And I really like that Solitary didn't go for second base behind this. He committed to just keep making units, keep this pressure on.
Otherwise, this would have already been a GG.
Oh yeah, he would have defended against it, and then also had like, yeah, his upgrades come in. He would have been in a fine position if Solitary didn't keep this pressure on. He's probably gonna morph some of these into Banelings. That's Shen's, that's Solitary's. Someone's taken out. The micro before that last hit was really good because the Bane looked like they were only connected with like 1 or 2 lings. The last one looked like it took out like maybe 3 or 4, which is a little bit scarier.
And it was a nice multi-prog. I mean, with him, Solitary being able to separate those Banelings that
Yeah,
quickly.
make sure that they each get their own hit. Yeah, if you clump them up, they're gonna do damage to themselves. They're probably gonna.
And it's redundant too.
Yeah, they're gonna be hitting the same spots. It's yeah. Baneling micro actually is like super important, especially in ZVZ, because they can do either like so much damage and like so much splash, or all hit 3 lings and then you have no AOE. So it looks like Solitaire is going to be a little bit done with the pressure. He has this 1 ling to scout to see when BeastinShen's second does go down, and he is getting his own natural. So yeah, he's just going more for the kind of economic game. He knows that Shen should be on 1 base unless he's doing, a secret base or some proxy. Yeah, I think he's probably just going to try to keep him to 1 base as he slowly expands. No other crazy tech buildings. Shen finally getting his metabolic boost. He does have that +1. Where's upgrades? There we go. Does have his +1 armor. Nice little scout.
And even on the main for both Zerg players, I mean, Solitary still has many more workers. So it's only going to snowball even more.
Yeah, now that he has a second
here.
expand. And not a huge thing, but also queens. He does have 2
Yes.
queens, which means he has
More
2
larvae.
things injecting larvae. Yeah, I guess now Shen just got a second queen, but queens like add up so fast to just being so like productive. They can spread creep. They defend against most things pretty well. Injecting larvae, all that good stuff. Shen finally able to leave his base. Might be getting a second base pretty soon, or he might just be trying to commit
An all-in.
to an all-in. Yeah. Kind of knowing he probably won't be able to catch up in the economic game. He has a decent amount of units. He does have the upgrade advantage. Once the speed finishes up, they'll both have speed and he'll have the armor. And Solitary kind of seeing what's happening. He's gonna start building some defenses at home. Ooh, Solitary with the nice Bane Scout. Oh, beautiful micro. Not even killing a Ling. Alright, it's all gonna come down to the Bane blasts. How well each one's microing. A Bane for a Bane so far. Ooh, those Banes are
Oh,
I don't know who wins that. Like,
it looked like an even trade
I was
as
gonna
far
say,
as the Bane leads
all
are
their
concerned.
Banes just exploded
Yeah.
into the other Banes, so.
Now
Looks pretty
Solitary,
even.
of course, still has the bigger army overall.
And he has the economy, so I guess if they trade evenly, Solitary is at
Still
an
wins,
advantage
yes.
because Shen has to make something happen now. Shen has still not gone to a second base, so he is committed.
To this all-in.
Yeah, he really has to make something happen. He just hasn't had that many workers, so he hasn't even like to get that second base would be such an investment. I think that like that's why he's not going for it because so many workers were killed early on. But yeah, this is just gonna probably get worse and worse for Shen. Little Ling run by here, just to kind of force. Well, probably first of all to check if there is a second still. Also to force Shen to have some
Units still
yeah,
at home.
some
yep.
army at home, so they can't just do a fully committed
Complete.
all-in. And these spine crawlers, now that he has some static defense,
Those
the Banes,
Banelings
if they
are-
focus on the spine crawlers, could definitely take him out. But walking past, they're just gonna get two-shotted. These things are gonna run up. Might get a surrounded on queen. Oh, perfect timing for those lings. As long as he knows.
And he was not. He was rallied out of the base, so
Yeah, that's
loses
really
the queen.
unfortunate.
potentially Nether. It looks like the other.
Oh,
is gonna
that was a
have to
really
get
nice
us
block
around.
by those workers. Again, the surface area is so important with Lings that even blocking this small spot, that's probably there's like a smaller funnel kind of right after it, but like probably 2 or 3 Lings, which makes the DPS just so much more powerful. Still no big tech. Solitary is getting the Roach Worm, which will be the farthest tech either of them get, thus far at least. Shen with some scouting. He might get, yeah, he's gonna get supply blocked, I think, if this overlord
Another
goes
one,
down.
yep.
Okay, still has 7 supply to work with. I'm still staying strong in that one base. Not even saturated. Ooh,
We have some idle workers.
a lot of
over
idle
here.
workers. He really just needs to make something happen. The longer this game goes on, the worse it gets. Which, like, he can't really do much because he has the static defense. He has queens here ready to start shooting. So as soon as he walks in, you know, 3 or 4 Banes are going to die immediately. Pretty much regardless of how well he, like, micros them.
I think what Shin here is hoping for is that his opponent would, you know, not have a little bit of, you know, some mistakes with his microing.
Yeah, but he's really, the
That's just
vision of his
relying on
units,
left.
it's just really good. He's setting in enough Lings that, like, it's going to do a lot of damage, but he has plenty at home to defend against anything Shen's trying to do. And Shen now has to walk all the way back with his Banelings and his Lings.
The walk of shame here.
Yeah, 12 workers go down, 3 workers left for Shen. And that is it. So slightly longer than the first game.
Yeah, a little more exciting.
We got a little bit of a set.
Yeah, nice way to wrap up the grand finals.
But yeah, Solitary just went for a really aggressive opening, and it was the one time that Shen also went for a really greedy opening, and aggressive beats greedy.
Every
Like,
time.
yeah, it's like not even like rock beats paper, beats scissors. It's like a boulder beats like a plastic knife. Like it's like so like counterplay that like if you're being greedy and the other person's going just like hard aggro at the beginning,